Hey everybody, this is Lloyd with Just Got Played, and today I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough of the first scenario of the campaign of RONE Invasion. As of this recording, this is a game that is live on Kickstarter. As of September 22nd is when the project goes live. So if you're watching it about a month after this, then you probably already missed it. You may be able to, do the late pledge. But if you're seeing this sometime after the 22nd and before October, get over there and, give the campaign a look. This does have a competitive mode, but I'm just going to be doing the solo campaign mode here. And this is a deck builder / dice builder. So if you watch the component overview video, you know that the game comes with these dice here. And these dice have these little screws in them. So let's take a look at this little screw. So it has this little screw. It's a tiny little screw. And what it does is whenever you roll these dice, they are going to produce resources that you can use to play your cards or to store to do other things. There's some actions you can do with them. So it's kind of like Dice Forge. You can you take the dice apart. So basically you unscrew it, right? And then you pick the color you want. These gray ones mean blank, so those don't count. So right now each die comes with one of each color, and then one side is completely blank, which is bad. Throughout the game, you can upgrade your dice using some of these scrap or these spare parts. And there's probably some cards that allow you to do it as well. I haven't seen every card in the deck. This is a massive deck of cards here, and you're not going to get through a ton of them in a game just because of the way that the recruitment works in this game. So that being said, let's get the rule book out of the way. I'm going to keep it on the side just in case, because there are still some edge cases I'm not 100% sure of how they work exactly. So I'm going to keep this nearby so I can look it up if I need to. But essentially what we have here is this is the player side, and this is the invasion side. The game's a little bit of a space hog because you're using all sides of the board. So if you notice, the player board has the base, which has some cards over here. These are permanents that are always there. You have your played cards, which you're going to put down here. You have a discard pile, which is where cards go after you use them. And then you have a garbage dump. So various things will put cards into the garbage dump, but essentially it's like a second discard pile. However, a lot of things trigger off things being in the dump, and they're usually not good. And then the invasion board also uses a lot of the board. So up here we have the round tracker. So for the first scenario, we need to survive for 16 rounds. The spots here are, we're going to put these cards out. We're just going to flip out 5 cards. But if the card ever gets recruited, this nasty action underneath here will fire off, which is going to be some benefit for the invasion AI. Down here you have deployed cards. So every turn the deck is going to deploy a certain amount of cards based on the amount of players. And then those cards are going to come out, and you'll see when I play, the cards are going to come out and they're going to stack. So basically you're going to have multiple cards out, and the top card is going to get the benefits of some of the benefits of the cards underneath it. And then you basically have to burn through each of those things. So they get slightly easier, or they could get easier as you go down. Only because they stop getting the bonuses of the cards underneath them. Down here is the protocols. There probably won't be a lot of these that come out in the first game, but the protocols are essentially a permanent that fires off, and it's going to do something each turn. In this case, it's got upgraded synchronization, and we'll go over that once I get to the turn. This is the starter deck that the AI comes with. They also have a discard pile and a garbage dump as well. Unlike a traditional deck builder, there is not a set number of cards that are drawn per turn. You can essentially draw as many cards as you want. It's kind of a push your luck. And the reason why is because you draw cards before you roll the dice. So you don't know exactly what you're going to be able to pay for whenever you flip these cards over. If you look up here in the top of these cards, these are the costs that they need to be paid. So this one needs a red and a blue. So if I roll these dice, I did not get a red and a blue. So right now I cannot play that card. So there's some other ways to, kind of mess with that as you play the game. But you need to be able to pay for the cards you play. So it's kind of a push your luck. You're going to draw as many cards as you want. However, when you get to the bottom, when either one of these hits the bottom of the deck, there's a step called reinforce. And that is basically, shuffling your deck. However, you do a bunch of things first. And like I said, cards that are in your garbage dump are bad. They're going to hurt you. So you don't want to get cards there. So the faster you mill through your own deck, the more you're going to fire off that effect every turn or every game. So you want to kind of combat that. Conversely, you want to try and make the enemy burn through their cards so that you can fire off theirs, because it does benefit you some. Now, in the competitive game, you basically just have what's here and your cards available to you. But in the co-op game, you have these extra additional player actions where essentially you can spend leftover damage and life gain to do things. So there's four different symbols in the game. There's melee attack, which is a fist. There's a ranged attack, which is like a sniper scope, like a crosshair. There is health. There is defense, armor, which is blue, and then you have health, which is green. So if you notice on my board, I start with 16 armor and 14 life. So melee will hit your armor first, and then once your armor is gone, it'll start hitting your actual life. Ranged bypasses your defense, your armor, and just hits you directly. So if your armor goes down to 0, you're fine. You're not dead. However, if your life goes to 0, you lose. That's game over. But in the co-op game, you can use some of those excess resources like a melee or a ranged to do something extra, because sometimes you will have things left over, or you won't need the extra life or the extra armor, so you can spend it to do other things. That's basically it. The rest will kind of get explained as we go. I've already set up the player side. So I have my leader, which says I can tap her and our exhauster, and I can gain 2 screws. And then I have this thing which lets me recycle 2 cards. So when you recycle cards, you can recycle cards from your hand, from your garbage dump, or from your discard pile. And recycle them just puts them back on the top of your deck. So I got this basically as a random setup. You draw 3 and choose 1. And then same with these guys. You draw 4 and then choose 1, draw 4, choose 1. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want to go towards. Over here, this is just random. You flip 1 over and that's what you get. And then for the bad guys, we're just going to go ahead and start filling these in. And these will not do anything until they get recruited. So up here in the corner, which is the same on the opposite on the side, it's the bottom right. Up here, it's the top left. This is the cost that it takes to recruit these cards. So every turn, these guys are going to get some, they could get some of these screws to pile up on top. And once they have enough of those resources, they can then recruit a card on one of their steps. For the hero side, it's a little bit different. The player side. The cost of this is down here in the bottom right. Now you don't gain resources every turn. It's not your typical deck builder where you have either one resource to do everything and you split it, or you have multiple resources to buy and attack. Essentially, in this game, you have your resources are these screws to play cards, and then you gain screws, just generic screws to put on top of the cards to recruit them. And these are going to happen over time. They're cumulative. So her power is she taps to gain 2 screws. So I can take any 2 screws and put them on any cards I want. And then once there's enough up there, you can, on one of your steps, you can pay for the cost of the card and bring the card into your deck. So that's pretty much it for setup. We've got the bad guys over here. In the co-op game, the bad guys go first. So going down the list, I am going to go ahead and pop this open. So the game summary is invasion turn, player turn, then cleanup. So the The invasion goes first, even though they're on the right. So basically, they have a beginning of turn step. Anything that's going to happen at the beginning of turn, which right now they have no cards that trigger on the beginning of turn. So the next thing that happens is increase the elapsed time. So technically, we're in the first round. There's actually an event in the scenario, which I forgot to put a little marker on. So in scenario 1, we're going to play on easy mode at these different intervals. At 3 and then 6 and then 6 plus 5 at 11. These things are going to happen. So on 3, they're going to get more invaders. And then it tells down here, what happens. Then on the 6th turn, they're going to get a new protocol. So they're going to get one of these. And then on the 5th turn, on the 5 more turns after that, on the 11th, they're going to get another protocol card. So, you put the little reminder screw out there. So essentially at the end of that round, at the end of turn 3, this is going to happen. So let's just go back to the turn. So it says increase the elapsed time, which we did. We moved this from the 0 onto the 1. And then it says deploy invasion cards. So the way deploying invasion cards works, for every player in the game, the invasion is going to deploy 1 card. And then for every protocol card that's in play, they're going to deploy an additional card. So because I'm playing 1 player and there's 1 protocol card, it's going to deploy 2 cards. So to deploy a card, you flip it over and it comes over here and says deployed card section. Now it says when deployed, the invasion deploys 1 additional card. So we're now going to deploy 3 cards this turn. And this card doesn't really do a whole lot. It's basically adding 1 health to the top card. So down here along the bottom, we'll see some symbols pop up below this line, and those are effects that are going to carry on to the card above it. Anything that's above the line affects this card by itself. So if we manage to get down to this card, it's basically going to be a card with 1 health that we need to just kill. So that's the first thing. So we need to deploy an extra card. So we're going to deploy a second card. This one says when deployed, the invasion stores 1 green resource. So we're going to place it here so it covers it up. So they're going to get 1 green resource. So it just goes there. So now, as you can see, I've covered up the top portion of the card and only the bottom. So right now we have a Cynexian patrol that has 1 range damage, 1 melee damage, 1 armor, and 2 life. So essentially, I would need to hit this thing either with 2 ranged or 3 melee to be able to get past the armor and then hit it 2 more times. But we still have to deploy 1 more because of the previous card. And this says when deployed, the invasion recycles 1 card. So there's no cards for it to recycle. So all we have here is gas. And he has now, it's a 3 life, 3 defense card, which is pretty bad. Then it says, after we do that, we train. So looking to train, there's nothing up there that can be recruited yet. So we move on down to the refresh protocol. So refresh protocols is here. And essentially these cards are going to fire off 1 time until they get a technology, enough technology to cover the amount of players and the protocols that are in there. So this is going to fire off at some point in the future, but this is going to happen right now, which is use protocols. This is going to flip, or it's going to tap, and it's going to, this one particular one is pretty bad because it says the invasion deploys 2 additional cards, then we shuffle them back into the deck. So deploying is just going to allow some more deploy effects to happen. So it says when deployed, the invasion stores 1 black resource. So that's no good. I only need 2 more there for that to fire off. And this is going to go back in the deck. So, and then it says, when deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck. So this one's already hitting me to get rid of a card. All right, so these are going to shuffle back into its deck. Now, we don't have to worry about this protocol again for a while because it takes a while for them to be able to get this disc, this technology disc. So we can kind of ignore this for a while. So that's all they're going to do on their turn. During cleanup is when all of these cards are going to fire off in order. So right now, my whole goal is to be able to try and knock out some of these cards before it gets to the cleanup phase. So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and draw cards and figure out when I want to stop. So this is Araja. She just deals 1 range damage and she's 1 red. So that's good because it bypasses this 3 armor that's here. I'm going to go ahead and draw another one. This is deal 2 melee. Again, it's not too bad. It's just 1 black. I'm just going to put them here, even though they're not played yet. I'll decide what to do in a minute here. This is deal 1 black, or deal 1 melee, and gain 1 reroll token. So reroll tokens are very helpful. It's already getting kind of expensive, but I don't even have enough to take out 1 person yet. So I want to. I think I want to. Actually, he has 2 life, or 3 life, and 2 armor. I didn't slide the card quite down far enough. So let's see. What do I have here? I have 1 range and 3 melee. So right now, if I were to pay for all these cards, I would be able to hit them for 2. I still need 1 more ranged or 1 more melee to get past him. So this one would have been nice because that was my extra melee. Oh, you know what? Did I? Crap. I'm going to assume I put the card back in there. I think I did. So I didn't mention these cards over here. These are starter cards. And one of these cards is actually in my deck. And I think I got it. Yeah, because there were 6 of these water box cards. So these are all free cards to play. They're not super powerful, but they're helpful. And you can get more of these cards as one of your spare parts action, which we'll get to. I was just thinking if I put it in, but I know I did because I counted the deck again before I set it up. We're gonna go for 1 more and hopefully we get something good. So this would be good, but there's no way I'm going to be able to pay for it because I have 5 items out right now, and I only have 4 dice. So I'm probably going to stop here. You know what I should have done? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and recycle 2 cards. I'm going to put this card back, and I'm going to put this card back. I'm going to put them like this. Actually, I can't do that yet. I'm stuck with it. I forgot. That's part of the next phase. The first part of the phase is just drawing cards. I'm going to stop here. You know what? I'm going to go 1 more. Why not? All right. So this says store 1 resource of your choice or recruit a card and then place 1 screw on it. All right. So I'll be able to play that, but I'm not going to be able to kill anything this round. And I don't really want to draw anything else because it's going to get towards the end of this deck, and that's going to be bad. So I think I'm just going to suffer the damage that it's going to deal me and just move on, and maybe I'll store a bunch of resources here so next turn I can do slightly better. So I'm done. I'm done drawing. I've drawn these 5 cards. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dice, and hopefully we get something to pay for these cards, at least some of the cards. That was the worst possible roll I could get. I can only play 1 of these cards right now, which is a nightmare. So as you can see, I have a green, a blue, a red, and a yellow. So I can't really do a whole lot with those right now. I can choose to play the yellow, which is deal 1 melee and gain a yellow resource or gain a reroll, or I can do this one and then put the top card of the opponent deck into the garbage dump, which is probably the better of the 2 cards to do. So I think what we're going to do here is all right. So let's pick all these cards up because we're not going to be able to play them all. We are going to start with this one. So first we're going to do our leaders. So just to go over what you can do during the main phase, you can use a die to collect resources, which is here. You can transform 2 dice into any 1 resource, which I can do. So I can, the 2 that I don't need, these 2 I could make into a single resource to pay for another card, which I might do. I can play a card. I can use a card. So if I have a card out that I want to use, I can use it. I can use a card activated ability. So to activate, I would just tap it and, move it, which I'm probably going to do because I don't want cards really going to my garbage dump just yet. And then I can use stored resources. So any resources that are stored, I can store up to 12 resources, 2 of each color, and then 2 random colors. And that's what I can do on this turn. So I think to start, I'm going to use my leader ability to put 2 screws out. I'm just going to put 2 screws on, where was the card that I wanted? This guy. I'm going to start with him. This one says discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and gain 2 screws, which is very helpful because that's a good card to be able to mill their deck to get them going. And then I'm going to get 2 screws. So it's going to help me recruit cards faster. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and do the water box, which lets me store 1 resource of my choice, or I can place a card. I can recruit a card. So recruiting a card is not picking a card from here. That's training. That's a little bit different. So recruiting a card is I draw the top 4 from here and look at them and decide one to put into my my training center. So whenever you get enough screws on a card, that's when you can train the card and get it into your deck. So it's kind of a 2-step process. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to store a resource of my choice, and this automatically refreshes my leader. So I can't use the leader ability again. You can only use an activated ability once per turn, but it does refresh it. So on the next turn, I can use her. And this says store 1 resource of my choice. So if we look at our cards again, we know we have a red and a yellow. So I can either play these 2. I could play both of those with what I have now. But I kind of like the idea of milling the bad guy's deck. And then I don't know. It's such a tough decision. Because I'll get 2 punch here, which allows me to recycle. I could recycle 2 cards. So I could get cards out of my... I could get cards out of my hand and back into the deck if I wanted. But I'm kind of already going to do that with this. I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the red and the yellow, to play deal 1 damage, put the top card of your opponent's deck into their garbage dump. So I'm going to do that. So these 2 are going to pay for this. I'm going to deal 1 damage, which I'm just going to mark it with a red. Because that is 1 damage. That's not the shield. So I'm just going to do 1 damage. This card is going to go into the garbage dump, which is good for me. And then I get to gain 2 screws. So I'm going to put 1 screw on the energy drain. So I can get that into my deck in a few seconds. And then I really like this guy because it allows me to go through the recruitment deck and fire off any abilities I want for free. So I'm going to go with that. That does leave me with... Oh, I didn't store a resource from the previous card. I'm just going to store a random because I'm not really sure what I want to do with it just yet. So I'm going to put a random resource, random black. And then I think I'm going to take these 2 to play this one. So this one's I'm going to use this to generate 1 yellow, which is going to deal me a punch. It's going to let me do 1 melee, and it's going to gain a reroll token, which is helpful. I'll take the reroll token. And then I think I'm going to use the punch. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to shoot this guy. I'm going to retroact. I'm going to move that back. I forgot. I always forget the additional player activations. I'm going to use the 1 damage the one ranged, and I'm going to discard the top card of the evasion deck. Again, burning through their deck is very good because it gets cards so you can fire this off, which is going to help me. So with the punch, I'm going to recycle a card, and I am going to recycle this one here because it just deals direct damage. So recycling just puts it back on, and now I'm pretty much done with my turn. There's not much else. I could play this card now, but dealing 2 isn't really going to help me. And using this ability isn't going to help me. So I think I'm just going to let this one go to the garbage dump. So that is essentially the end of my turn. So now is where you will store resources. So if you have anything left on your die that you didn't use, you can store it. And cards that you have in your hand that you didn't play or recycle, they're going to go to your garbage dump. And whatever resources that's on there, you're going to get that resource. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here because I like this ability to gain 2 screws or destroy a card in my hand. So that'll help me get rid of garbage cards in my deck, or I can use it to recruit better cards. So now once we're done with the storing resources, we're using spare parts. So down here in the bottom of the card, there's these little screws. And these little screws you can use to do different spare parts actions. So for one spare part, I gain a screw. For 2, I can recruit a card and then put 1 screw on it. So it helps me get better cards out. For 3, at the end of my turn, I can replace a screw in one of my dice with a screw of your choice. So I can just, remove one of these screws and put another one in. For 4, I can take one of the starting cards. So I can take any one of those and put it into my deck. And for 6, I can discover a new technology. So I can go through there and grab more of these. There is a limit to the technology in that you cannot have more technology than your opponent. You can't have more technology. Sorry. You can't have more cards in your base than the other player does. I don't think that holds to the co-op. Because they don't have a base. So I think I can store as many as I want. But I'm not really looking to do that, and I don't have a lot to do right now. So I have 3, and I think the best thing is to put another screw into here. And I think what I'm going to do is get rid of one of the blanks. So I'm going to take this one out, and I'm just going to put any other random color in. So let's go with the yellow. Because when you roll a complete blank, it's bad. I'd rather have a blank or one resource that gets stored than a blank. So now that I've used my spare cards, I had 3 down here. I don't know if you can see that, but there was 2 on this card and 1 here. So I had 3, so I used that action. So now I'm going to train any cards. So any cards up here that have enough screws on them to pay for them, I can recruit or I can train. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 3 off of the energy drain. And this card is going to come into my discard pile. Right? Now that we've done that, all of these cards are also going to go into my discard pile. And you place cards how you want into your discard pile, because whenever you recycle the very top card. So I might just put the water box on top because I can possibly get that back into my deck faster, which allows me to get more screws out. So now that we've done that, that's the end of my turn. So now the bad stuff's going to happen to me. During the cleanup, the very first step is these guys are going to recruit any new cards if they can. Right now they can't because all of the costs are too high. They've only got 2 things out there. Now we're going to go through and resolve all of these cards that survived, which is bad. So luckily this guy doesn't have a whole lot of damage going for him. So he's going to punch me 1 time. So 1 melee is going to reduce this by 1. He's going to go into the discard pile, and they're going to get a green because that is his reward for surviving. So they're going to get 1 more green up there. This guy is going to shoot me 1. So I'm going to lose 1 health. And then he's also going to punch me one. So I lose one here. And they're going to get another green. This isn't looking good. Now, this guy doesn't do anything. He just has 1 health, which I really wish he was on top. But likely he doesn't do anything. He's just going to gain them a blue. So I need to focus on the green ones if possible. So when these guys run out of cards, I will, if there's enough cards here, I can start discarding stored resources. But that's where we're at. So we're on to round 2. My only goal is to survive for 16 rounds. So we'll see if we can do that. So we're going to deploy a card. When deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck. That's no bueno. And then we're going to deploy his second card. Again, I didn't bother with the very first thing, which was beginning of turn, because there is no turn. There's nothing out there that fires that off, but that's what you're supposed to do. Then you increase the time, and then you start deploying. So here we have when deployed, the invasion stores 1 black resource. So they're getting close to recruiting 2 cards, which is not good. And actually, they'll be able to recruit this one on the next turn because it is black, and that one only requires 3. They don't have their technology token yet, so we're good. So they can't refresh this, and that's it for their turn. So now it's up to me. Luckily, they have no armor this time. The first one, it does have 3 life, though. So I kind of need to get some cards. I've only got 4 left in my deck, and I'd rather not fire off my bad stuff just yet. So I'm going to hopefully get something good. So this is a good one if I can get the resources. It's deal 3 and recycle 1 card. So that would be very nice. It would essentially knock that guy out in 1 punch. So that's a good starting card. And then this is deal 2 and then gain 1 of each life and shields. So right now I know if I can play this card, I can kill him. What's he got underneath? This would actually be enough to take out both of them if I can get those resources. So I need a black, a blue, a green, and a random. So right now I have a black and I have a random. So I really just need to roll a green and a blue, and I'm golden. So I think I'm going to draw 1 more because I'm going to refresh some cards. I'm going to recycle some cards with this. So I'm going to get some cards back into my deck. All right, so this is deal 1, melee, gain a shield, and gain a screw. All right, so we're going to stop there. We're going to leave 1 card in the deck. We're going to go ahead and roll, see what we get. Hopefully we can play for some stuff. Oh, a bunch of yellows. Okay, so that's not ideal. I'll be able to knock out 1 of these cards. Essentially, I have the blue I need. And I have a black here to pay for this card. So I'm good there. I don't want them getting more resources. So I'm probably going to turn these 2 into the green. And then I'll use the other random. Oh, I can just use this die because it's random. I don't have to use the random. So right now I'm good. This one will not get to do anything, but that's fine. Before I do anything else, though, I'm going to use my leader ability to place 2 screws out. So I really want to get to this card. I want him recruited. This card lets me recycle 2 cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do a recycle. I'm going to recycle the top card of my garbage dump and my top card here. And this card we're just going to put off to the side. However, we are going to do this card first. So we're going to use the blue and the black screw. And this is deal 3 and recycle 1 cards. So I deal 3. I'm going to knock this guy out because he only has 3 life and no armor. So he goes into the discard pile. That's 1 less card I have to worry about. And then I get to recycle a card. So my water box is going to go back on top. So that's that die. And then I'm going to use these 2 dice to pay for the green and this one to pay for the red. And I'm going to use the Demolisher, which is deal 2 punch. which is enough to kill him. He's got 1 life and 1 shield, so that is enough to take him out. So they will not be getting any more resources this turn, which is very good. I get to gain a shield and gain a life. So I'm going to go ahead and no, you know what? I'm not going to gain the shield because I can use that. I'm good on life and shield right now. So I'm going to use the blue, the shield, to gain a screw because I want to get this card into my, I want to get this card trained. And then I can use the life to store a resource of my choice. So I should have been paying attention to what I put in my deck. However, I'm going to store a red because I know I have a red that deals 1 damage that I can draw. It's a couple cards down. So we're going to store a red just in case. And while we're at it, over here on the stored resources. So the stored resources also have actions that go with them. So for 2 blue, I can recycle 2 cards and destroy 1 stored resource of an opponent. That's very helpful. With 2 red, I can just deal 1 range damage. For 2 black, I can deal 1 melee damage and discard the top card of my opponent's deck. Again, good, milling their deck. For 2 life or 2 green, I can gain 2 shields. For 2 yellows, I get to gain a reroll and put the top card of the opponent deck into their garbage. Putting it in the garbage is even better than putting it into the discard pile. And then for the 2 black we already covered, I can gain 2 screws or destroy a card in my hand. So that's a way to thin your own deck out, which right now I don't really need to worry about because it's still early. I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to let this one go to my dump so that I can store the green for the future. My spare parts, I have 3 spare parts again, so I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to get rid of one of these grays because I don't want to roll those. I'm going to put a blue this time. Actually, I'm going to put a green because I did recruit a card with green. Or I trained a card with green. I keep saying recruit. Recruiting just puts the cards into your training center. So there, we did that. Train. So these guys are done. They're going to go into my discard. And train, I have enough here on this lock card. And so this is 2 random resources. Draw 3 cards from the recruitment deck. Choose 1 and execute all of its effects and gain the rewards. Then destroy all 3 cards. So I will gain all the effects on it, and then I'll get the rewards, which will be the resources and the spare parts. I think. I'm kind of confused on the rewards section for the player cards. Reward 3. Okay, so it's just the spare parts for the rewards. It's not, so they have their rewards, which are these things up here. My rewards are just the spare parts that are on the bottom of the card. So I do not get the resources. See, I told you I was confused. That is it. So now we go to the to their turn. They don't have any cards left to attack with, so that is pretty much it. We are going to roll into the next round. So we're on round 3 now. So there's no beginning of turn. They are going to just move this up. So I'm going to leave this here for now, but then it's going to move over to the 6. And at the end of this turn, they're going to get a bonus. One of the cards gets trained. I forget which ones. We'll have to look it up and see because I forgot what the scenario reward is. Now they're going to deploy their cards. So they've got 2 cards left in their deck. When deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck. That's no bueno. And then what do we got here? When deployed, the invasion stores 1 blue. All right. So right on top here, we have 1 melee and 2 life. or one armor and 2 life. He has 3 melee attack if he survives. So these cards right here are not going to refresh until here. If they have to draw another card here, that's when this is going to get to refresh. When your opponent reinforces their deck, refresh all cards in your base. So this is always active, her passive ability. So once they go to reinforce, which will probably be the next turn, because there's nothing that's going to force them to draw another card right now. Unless I force them to discard. If I force them to discard, then I can fire this off and I'll get to use it this turn. But that's pretty much where we're at. I need to be able to deal 3 damage this turn, and I have 3 cards. I know one of them deals direct damage, which is Araja. She deals 1 damage directly, 2 punch, so that is enough. This right here is enough to take out the top card. The card underneath, I still need 2 more, either 2 more melee or 1 more ranged. And I don't know if I have it, but I'm going to go ahead and draw it. So that would knock everything out. I need a red, a black, which I have, and then a random, so I can pay for everything I have here. I'm not going to draw any more cards just yet. What I'm hoping is, oh, you know what? I have a ranged. It might be better to let one of those cards survive and just deal 1 range to force them to fire that off. Because I can still take this first guy out with these 2 cards, so I might just do that. It's going to gain a yellow and a blue. That's troublesome, but I think the payoff for doing this is better. So just so you know, the reinforcement, when they reinforce, for each player, the invasion takes the top card from its garbage dump and puts it on the top of its discard pile. So I've only got 1 in there, which isn't great. The invasion destroys 1 stored resource of the player's choice for each card in his garbage dump. Hence the reason to get more cards into the garbage dump. Each player gains a technology token. So the technology tokens will help me because they reduce the spare cost, the spare part cost of actions. Then I can choose to increase this, so I can move that up this turn to stop their more invaders. So the more invaders is for each player, train the top card of the invasion card supply deck. So essentially, if I let this fire off into this turn, they're going to get another card, and they're going to get to use it fairly early because they're gonna do this on the next turn, so it'll be in their deck. So it's going to be a more powerful card. I don't know what's more important, taking out both of these guys or forcing their refresh. I think I'm going to force their reinforcement so I can push that training back 1 more turn so they have less time to get a more powerful card out. So yeah, let's go ahead and roll and see what we get. Okay. So I got everything I need right here. I have a red, 2 blues, and a black. So right away we have the red here, we have the black here, and we have these 2 blues that I can use to pay for that. Perfect. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this first, which is deal 1 range damage. I'm going to use the discard the top card of the invasion deck, which they cannot do. So now they must reinforce their deck because they can't discard it. So so they're going to get this card back. There's no cards here, so they destroy nothing. That kind of sucks, but I wasn't going to get anything else into the garbage this turn anyway. I gain a technology token, which is helpful because it'll help me in the future to, reduce the cost. They are going to, I'm going to increase the duration of this event by 1 turn, by 1 round to push that back a little bit further. And then they're going to shuffle this all back and get their deck back. So there we go. I've delayed the inevitable for one more turn, but that card has been paid for. So we're going to go ahead and use the black to pay for this to deal 2 melee damage. So that is going to get 1 punch through. So we're just going to go ahead and mark it to show that we got 1 punch through. And then I'm going to use these 2 blue to deal 2 more. So I deal 1 more to the top card. So that's enough to take him out. So he's going to go there. And then it says, I still have 1 damage left over. So the way the damage works is it will carry through to the card beneath it. However, because it's only one because of the 1 armor, it's not really worth it to waste it on this card. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to recycle 1 card. However, I did forget whenever I do this, I get to reinforce this, or I get to refresh these 2 cards. So now I have access to those cards again. So I'm going to use the punch. Oh, I also forgot I gain a screw off of this card. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a screw, and I'm going to start trying to get this guy that's just a heavy hitter, deals 3 range damage. That is awesome. That can pretty much knock out anything on the board. I did that, so we're going to pay for that. It's paid for. I'm going to use the 1 melee that's left over. I'm going to recycle this card. I'm going to put it back here. We are going to, I'm going to fire off both of these guys. So I'm going to recycle 2 more cards. So we're going to recycle this and recycle this one back. And then I'm going to use my leader again to gain 2 more screws. So we're going to put 2 screws on top of that massive robot sniper. All right. My 3 spare parts. I'm going to do the same thing I did last turn. I'm going to remove one of these things here. And we're going to put, let's put a red on there. Why not? Once I get all of these that at least have a screw on one side, then I'm going to start doubling up the screws. But I think having rolls that are blanks are the worst. You get nothing for them. I do have a reroll, so that helps. But I think that's probably the best bet. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So now we're going to come back over here. He's going to punch me for 2, so I'm going to lose 2 here. There's still not enough up there to recruit anything. We pushed the event back by a turn. He is going to get a blue and a yellow, which is not great. So he's 1 away there. He's 1 away here. He's 1 away there. I need to get cards into his garbage dump so that I can knock them out faster. I can get rid of those stored resources. But yeah, that was the end of that turn. Oops, this was supposed to go here. So when I refresh my deck, when I reinforce my deck, that's when they will get a technology token and they'll be able to refresh this. So that's kind of why I want to draw that out, because I don't want this coming out again just yet. Just because it gives them more resources. And I don't want that to happen. So we are back to the beginning of the round. They still have no beginning of turn effects. So we are just going to move this round up. Now, unfortunately, this turn, they're probably going to get another card because there's no way for me to get this through. There's no way for me to mill their entire deck this turn. So when deployed, the invasion deploys 1 additional card. So they're going to put out 3 this turn. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 black resource. So that is not good. They are going to get 2 cards this turn because they're going to get the card for the end of the round, and they're going to get they're going to recruit this black card, which is not good. I did not want that to happen. And they deploy 1 extra. When deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck. The good news is that it doesn't have a lot of life. Bad news is that I just lost the really good card because that would allow me to essentially blow up pretty much anything. So unfortunately, they're probably going to get a technology card here. So my next turn is probably going to be bad because I'm only going to get 2 cards. I'm not going to be able to get through this. Not good. So I'm gonna have to reinforce this turn because all I'm gonna get is my water box, and I'm gonna get command, which is deal 1, melee, which doesn't really do much for me. And yeah, I mean, they would gain a ton of resources. They would get enough resources to also recruit the blue card. So I need to reinforce. So when I reinforce, for each card in your base, take the top card from your garbage dump and put it on top of your discard pile. Lose 1 blue for each. So you get cards out of your garbage dump, but you lose shields. So luckily, that's why I want to keep cards out of there. Lose 1 health for each card that's left in your garbage dump. So for any card that was left after you put them back into your discard pile, you would lose health. Again, good not to have it in there. My opponent gains a technology, so they will be able to refresh and fire this off next round. So we'll have to deal with that. And then I reinforce. So I shuffle everything together. And now I can kind of go for broke and pull out a bunch more stuff. I have some stored resources. I have a reroll. And right now I only have 1 card that's doing anything. I'd like to try and get through this entire deck so that they don't get 3 cards this turn. Because they would get 3 cards this turn. And I would like to prevent that if at all possible. So we're going to try and get some good cards. I'm hoping to get that one that I just recruited just trained with the 2 randoms. That would allow me to hopefully pull something really good out of there and just not even have to pay for it and maybe blow their deck up or something. So this is a yellow and a red. Deal 1 ranged, which is good. It's not enough to get through the defenses there. I would need another range card, but it does put the top card into the garbage dump, so that is helpful, and it'll give me 2 screws, so I can get the guy that just deals 3. So I'm definitely going to play this card, but I'm going to draw again. So that one is quite helpful. Deal 3 and recycle a card. Do I want... So right now I need a yellow, a red, a blue, and a black. I only have a black and a red, so I need to roll a yellow and a blue in order to play these 2 cards. I have a reroll. I'm going to play this so I can store 1 resource, so I can get 1. So I really only need to roll 1 color or the other. And I'll find that out after I roll, so I'll know what I need to actually store. Do I want to pull 1 more just in case? Let's pull 1 more. Deal 2 damage. Okay. Sorry, you can't see them. So those are the 5 that I pulled. I think I'm going to stop there. So now I'm going to roll my dice. We'll take it. All right, so I have the black to pay for this guy. I have the blue to pay for this guy, so I can hold on to that. I have a green if I want to pay for this one. I don't know if I want to, though. I don't have the yellow, so I'll use this to store a yellow. I think I'm going to re-roll one of those greens, though. So I'm going to toss the re-roll token, and I'm going to re-roll one of these greens, and I got a red. That does not help at all. But I can turn those into another color I need. So let's go ahead and put that one there. I have a black here. I had the red. I didn't need the red. I need a yellow. All right. So let's pull these all back. Let's start with This guy, store one resource that I want. So I definitely want a yellow. So I'm going to store yellow for sure. I get to refresh my leader. I'm going to go ahead and use my leader to gain the 2 screws. So I get that guy into my discard pile so he can get trained up and into my deck. I think I'm going to go with... shoot, I don't have any cards to recycle. That's kind of a waste. It does deal 3, which would help me get through. I really like this one. So let's go ahead and do the red and the yellow to pay for this one. We're going to shoot him for 1, so we'll put 1 red on here just to signify that we shot him. He's only got 1 life left. I'm going to put the top card of the opponent deck into their garbage dump. So again, get rid of that guy. And I get to gain 2 screws. So we're going to put 2 screws onto this other sniper, onto the focus. So we can try to get that coming into our deck soon. Let's see. All right, so we're just going to leave that there. We'll get rid of this yellow. Blue and the black. So I can recycle a card from my hand. So if I don't play this green one, I might use the recycle on here. You know what? I'm going to hold off on this one. Let's see. 3, I only have to hit him for 2. So one of those damages will carry on. I'm probably going to recycle this green one. So we'll go ahead and do this. We use the black to pay for the other part of it. So it is deal 3 and recycle 1 card. So this guy's already got 1 hit on him. So I hit him for 1, 2 to knock out the other life. I still have 1 damage to carry down. So 1 damage will hit him. He does not have any shields. So 1 damage on him. I'm going to go ahead and recycle this card and get it back into my deck. And then I'm going to use these 2 dice to pay the 1 black resource here. This is going to knock him out. It's going to deal the last point of damage. And then look at that. The extra point of damage, because he only had 1 hit left on him, is going to trickle down and knock him out. That was a really good turn. That worked out really well. So they will get no more resources, but they still are going to get to recruit 2 cards here because they're going to get the end of round scenario. So now I have 5 scrap to deal with. Again, I'm going to just replace. Nope. I'm going to replace the last gray one, and then now I can start doubling up on these faces. Let's get another. Let's get another black. All right. So that took 3 of those. I have 2 left. I can use this to get another screw, which might be what I want to do. Or I can use 2 to recruit another card. So I can get some more cards up there. I think I'm going to hold off on this. I'm going to go ahead and recruit another card. And I think it's 3. I know at the beginning it's 4. I'm not sure in the middle of the game if it's still 4 or if it's 3. So I need to look that up real quick. Recruit. Top 3. It's weird that at the beginning of the game, they you draw 4 to get your initial recruits. But now it's 3. So this is destroy 3 armor. So that's helpful. It's not really great, though. Deal 1 range damage, or this guy, Delta Team. When this card is discarded or put into the garbage dump, gain 1. So if he's used or discarded, he automatically, or put into the garbage, he gains 1. Put the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck into the garbage dump. Yes, please. I will take that card. The 2 that you don't take are destroyed, so they're just going to go up there out of the game. And he gets an automatic screw placed on him. So that was helpful. These cards are all going to go into my discard. Then we are down to the next part of the phase, which is recruit. So I had no resources left, so now we're going to train. So we will get this big beefy dude here, which for 2 red, he deals 3 range damage. So that's a pretty good card to just mark anything on the table. Not at least in this 1-player game. There's not many things that have 3 life, or more than 3 life. This card, there's that one card that has you put another one out. That's about the only time you're going to get a card that gets that much life. So I feel like this is probably a 1-hit kill if I can, fire it off. So that is the end of the turn. So now we have to do the Yeah. So the end of round thing isn't in here. I'm assuming it's going to happen during the cleanup. So first we have to recruit the new cards. So unfortunately they have enough here, so they will recruit this guy, which is the Cynexian Patrol. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 green resource. Not terrible, but he will go in, and then. After a card in this training zone is trained, the invasion executes the following action. The invasion deals 2 melee to each player. So that's bad. He's going to hit me for 2, so I lose 2 armor. Let's hope an expensive card comes out next. 4, that's not terrible. He's got no other cards left, so nothing's going to be... He can't recruit anything else just yet. He is 1 away on that green, which is scary. And he's 1 away on the yellow, which is also scary. And we're at the end of the round. So end of the round, for this scenario, more invaders. When this event ends, train the top card of the invasion card's supply deck. Trained cards are placed into the discard pile. So he's just going to get this card for free. When deployed, the invasion deploys 2 additional cards, then discards them. Okay, so he's doing the same thing as this, which is going to be bad if those fire off at the same turn. Whew. All right, so this is going to come off, and we're going to move it 3 rounds ahead. So we are on round 4. So on round 7, they're going to get an additional protocol card. So that's something to look forward to. That is the end of the round completely. Nothing else there happens. Yeah, there's still no beginning of turn effects. We tick this up 1. We're on round 5. Oh, you know what? It doesn't really affect anything. I again mixed up the recruit and train. So they were supposed to train invasion cards now. So now is when he would have got this card. So it wouldn't have changed anything. That card still would have got trained at the same exact time. No, I guess it would have changed something up. We're gonna leave it as is. I messed up. They were supposed to. The recruit was put out new blank cards, and they would have trained this turn. So the only thing that really changed was which card they got into their deck. I think this card would have been in the deck, and this card would have been over there. But it's half dozen of one, 6 of the other. So no big deal. Protocols. So since they have this token now, when the invasion has at least as many technology tokens as there are players, they will destroy this and refresh their protocol card. And then they're going to use the protocol card. So the invasion deploys 2. So first off, I forgot to actually do the deploy. When deployed, the invasion recycles 1 card. I kind of want to leave the card in the garbage dump. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna recycle this guy, and then so I still do one more. When deployed, the invasion deploys 2 additional cards and discards them. That's actually really helpful for me. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 green resource. So now they're actually going to get this card into their deck here. So discard, and then this one is when deployed, the invasion stores 1 yellow resource. They're going to get all these cards. I'm going to get hit with so much stuff. So now they've done the deployment. Now they're going to refresh the protocols. I did it out of order. I got mixed up explaining what I messed up. So they're going to go ahead and fire this off. The invasion deploys 2 additional cards. So again, we have to go through here. So for each player, 1 card goes here. Invasion destroys 1 stored resource. Nothing's left there. I will get another technology token. These cards are going to refresh, which is helpful. And then I can increase or decrease the duration. I want to increase that. I would like to have less protocols come out. All right. So they still have to deploy 2 more cards. When deployed, the invasion deploys 1 additional card. So this is going to fire off. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 green resource. Actually, oh no, this one's gonna go back. This one's gonna stay. This one is going to get shuffled. And then they deploy 1 more. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 green resource. So they are definitely getting that card here on the next turn, because now they have enough green resources. These are going to shuffle back into the deck. So next turn they're going to get both the green and the yellow. All right, so now we are now back to my turn, and I need 4 damage here, or 2 ranged. Be great if I could get this card on there and draw it this turn, but I have no real way to do that. So I'm just going to draw and see what we get. Deal 1, gain 1, and gain 1 life, and gain 1 screw. Deal 2. That's still not enough to get through. Let's draw again. Discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and gain 2 screws. That is helpful, but not helpful to get rid of that. And right now they're going to hit me for a lot. Deal 1 range damage. So that is enough to at least take care of the top card. The card underneath is very tough as well. He's got 2, so I don't think there's a whole lot I can do. And I don't really want to keep digging through my deck here because I don't have any way to draw more cards. Right now I can pay for these 2 for sure. I don't have a reroll token anymore, so I'm really at the whim of those dice. Let's try 1 more. All right. So these are the 5 cards I drew. Right now, just with my stored resources, I can play 2 of them, or I can play 1 of them. I can play this one, or I can play these 2. So let's hopefully we roll good and get everything we need. A black, a blue, green. All right, that's helpful. I can play pretty much everything that I put out, except for the one that I really wanted, which is the yellow, to discard the top 3 cards. What do I need to get through this first guy? I need 4 damage. So if I use my 1 red, I can... If I use my 1 red, I can hit him for 1, and then I still need 3 to get through. So if I use I'm going to use the red for this, right? I'm going to use a green here to deal 1 and gain. I'm going to use the green here and I guess the black. And I really want to use this card, so I'm going to use the 2 blue there, and then this one's just going to go into the garbage. Yeah, that's about all I can do. Before I play my cards, though, I'm going to first play my leader card to put 2 screws. Let's get 2 screws onto him so we can get him this round. And then I'm going to do this to recycle 2 cards. I want to get this guy into my deck. Just the one shot, deal 3. And do I want to recycle this card? I think I'm going to let that one go to my dump. I'm going to recycle this one. Use that to recycle 2. All right. So that's where we're at. I think the first thing we're going to do is we are going to... That's a random, doesn't matter. We are going to use these 2 to pay the yellow to discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and gain 2 screws. So let's burn him through his deck. 1, 2, 3. So that is helpful. Getting him through. So those 2 are gone. Let's do this to deal 1 damage. I'll just take the 1 damage off of here and put it directly on him. We're going to do this one to deal 2 more. So we're going to deal 2 melee damage. So he has no armor left. And we will gain an armor and we will gain a life. So let's get rid of that. And then we'll use this one to deal 1 more to finally finish him off. So that's 1 less card there. And I can gain another shield and gain another screw. So I will gain the screw here. And I can gain 1. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and gain this back. It's starting to get antsy. They're starting to really beat on my defenses. So yeah, that was all those cards. I have 4, and I have the ability to reduce the cost of by 2. So I could use this to I can recruit a card. Let's go ahead and do 2. And use one of the technologies to flip out to double down on some of these screws. I'm going to put another green on here. And then I have 2 left. So I could recruit a card and put a screw on it. Does help getting a slightly larger deck going. Or I can double up some more. I'm gonna use my last token, and I'm going to double up over here. And on this blue one, I'm going to replace it with a yellow. Start getting better rolls to have more resources to pay for stuff. This guy unfortunately gets tossed in the dump. He does give me a blue resource, which I will put there. And train cards. So this guy, the Delta team, is going to come down here into my discard. That's the end of the turn. So now we come over here and we proceed to get wrecked. This guy is going to hit me for 2. So you're going to deal me 2 melee damage. They are going to get a black resource. This card is going to hit me for 1 melee damage and gain a green resource. So let's hope that the card that comes out there does not cost 3 or less, because they will be able to recruit that on the next turn. Yeah. So not the greatest of turns. On to the next round. All right. So they don't really have anything to happen over here. They are going to deploy their cards. When deployed, the player discards the top card of their deck. That's no good. Deploy one more card. When deployed, the invasion deploys one additional card. Boo. When deployed, the invasion stores one green. Man, they are racking up those greens. I hope the green thing isn't bad. It's going to be bad, though. So now they get to train all of their cards. So they lose 4 here. They're going to get this card. And then each player discards the top 2 cards of their deck. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. The guy that I just put on there that was going to be able to destroy those guys. Terrible. And then he gets the yellow as well. Each player takes the top card of their deck and puts it on their garbage dump. Well, that just completely destroyed my next turn. That was really bad. All right. Good times. They can't refresh their protocols. Thank goodness. Yep. So let's go ahead and do this. We do get that card. I think I need to go ahead and I need to draw more cards. So for each card in your base, I can take 2 cards out of here. I'm going to take 2 melee damage. I don't have anything else. They're going to gain a technology, which is terrible. Man, their cards are just burning through my deck. This is getting hairy. Let's see what else I draw here. Deal 1 and gain a reroll. Not great. Deal 2 punches and gain 1 screw. That's not even enough to take this guy out, but I don't know what he's going to get me. So I'm going to go ahead and draw again. That's helpful. It gives me some life back. I hate to draw another card, but I'm going to draw one more just in case. All right. We're going to stop there. I don't have enough to pay for everything. So I can probably use that to pay for that. I definitely want to do this card. And I have a blue left over. That does not help me at all. Man, I'm going to end up throwing a ton of stuff into my garbage dump this turn, which is not ideal. I guess I will get a bunch of resources, though. Well, the question is on a... Oh, okay. This is not ideal. I don't have enough to take him out at all. But it does burn through their deck if I do this. Actually, I can kill their deck this turn if I do this way. All right, so these ones are not gonna get played at all. We're gonna start with lock. We're gonna use these two to pay for it. It says draw 3 cards from the recruitment deck, choose one and execute all of its effects, and gain the rewards, then destroy all 3 cards. So let's see what we draw. Hopefully we get something good. Recycle 5 cards and destroy 2 stored resources of an opponent. That would have been great a turn ago. Gain 1 for each card in your chain. So I'm gonna double down on the lock, which says draw 3 cards from their recruitment. So we're gonna go for 3 more and see if we get something good out of this deck. Destroy a card in your training center to execute all of its effects. I don't want to do that. The first time you execute any stored resource action in a turn, this card has been played. Now, return any card from your garbage dump or discard pile to your hand. You may keep the return card in your hand for the next turn. That's a really good card to hold on to. All of these cards are... I don't really want to destroy that card. It's already halfway there and does 2 damage, and it gains a screw, and I can hold on to it for the next turn if I want. Geez, what a double swing and a miss. Everything I drew was garbage. I mean, I guess this one's the best one to take just because it gains me a reward back, a life. If I destroy that card, I can take this card out completely. But that's it. I don't really want to destroy that card. I'd rather... Yeah, we're just going to do this one and gain that. Maybe not the best play. And then I'm going to do this, which is to deal 1. I'm not going to shoot him because it's pointless. Instead, I'm going to use it to discard the top card of the invasion deck. And then I'm going to put the top card into the dumpster, into the garbage dump. And I gain 2 screws. So we're going to put 2 screws onto this card. And I have two spare parts. So unfortunately, I'm going to put 2 spare parts. I'm going to use that to recruit. So we're going to draw 3 and see if we get something good. Oh, see, look at this. Why didn't I get any of these cards? Deal 4, and discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Store 1 resource of your choice and destroy 1 stored. Why did none of these cards come up? We're going to go with this one. Just because it will mill their deck faster. Dead. All right. And unfortunately, these are all going to go into the dump. So I get a yellow resource. I get a green resource. And I get a wild. And then I get 2 more wilds, but I can only put 2 wilds out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover the range. I'm going to put a black and a red out. So I have 1 of everything for next turn. And then I'm just going to prepare to get beat up on this turn. So that is the end of the turn. They're going to get a new card here. And a new card here, which they're going to be able to train next turn. So bad. So bad. Next turn is going to be terrible. So now we go through the cards here. He hits me for 1 ranged and 1 melee. Awesome. And then he gets another green. He gets another green. Nothing here. They just get a blue resource. They're going to get 2 cards next turn. Oh, man. This one hits me for 2 melee. And they get a yellow and a blue. I did much better in my starter game than here. The only good thing is that this is going to fire off, so it's going to... I wish I had more cards in there. I don't have enough ways to get cards into their dump so that I can destroy these resources. Just not good. But we're going to go ahead and tick forward. Let's go ahead and deploy. So unfortunately, they have to do this. It gives me a technology token. I get to refresh all my cards here. Their garbage dump gets to come out. I need some cards that put cards in their garbage dump, and I'm just not seeing them. I had even getting 2 in there is good because they can only get to save 1, and then the rest will start nuking their resources. And unfortunately, I'm not getting it. This one's actually not. If I could get another one of him, Jagura, that would probably be helpful. So they're going to deploy. When deployed, they deploy 1 additional card. When deployed, they deploy 1 additional card. When deployed, they store 1 black resource. So they're going to get 4 cards this turn. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 yellow resource. All right. They get to train any of their invasion cards, so they get this guy, which is great. So let's see how bad blue does. Blue says the invasion refreshes a protocol of the player's choice. Okay, so great. They're going to get to fire this off 2 turns. And they're going to recruit this green one, which I guess it doesn't say which order to do it in, so I don't think it matters. Each player discards the top 2 cards of their deck. Perfect. Come on. They're all the cards I need. They're all the cards I need. This is the one I need because it puts 2 cards into the garbage dump, and it keeps getting discarded. I have not been able to play that card yet. That's the one that will help me defeat them. Oh, geez. So this card's refreshed, so this is going to happen again. So we're going to deploy 2 more. I discard the top card of my deck. Discard the top card of my deck. I am utterly disgusted right now. Just completely disgusted. They just discarded like 2 of the best cards that I needed, and they're now gone. And I have no way to get them on my deck and draw them again. Let's start drawing cards. I got the water box. I got Alpha Squad. Deal 1 and gain 2. That does not help me at all. None of these are dealing any damage. That deals 1 damage. Man. The only good news is right now is that I can play everything that I've drawn. So I think I just need to bite the bullet and I think we need to keep drawing cards. So I'm going to lose 2 more of there, and then I'm going to lose 1 life. They're going to get a technology token, so they're just going to be able to fire off this thing every turn to deploy more cards. Terrible. All right, let's see. Give me something to go. Okay, good. Good. I got Alpha Squad, our Beta Delta team. I could still play everything. I need to burn through this. I need to get cards into there. I need a big turn. All right, we're stopping there. All right, that's not a terrible roll. First things first is we are going to use the leader to gain 2 screws. So a screw here and a screw here. So I will be able to recruit her this turn. Now let's pull all these cards back and we're going to go ahead and play them out. So first we're going to store 1 resource of my choice. Let's see. What do I need to pay for? I have a red. I have a yellow and a blue, which I can put there. I have a yellow, which I can put here. I have a green, which I can put there. And then I have a red and a black. So I think I'm going to store... Oh, I need blue. I'm going to store a red. Store 1 red. And then I refresh my leader. All right, let's go down the list because I may not have to use all my resources. So we're going to use this 1 double resource to look at the top 3 cards, and then we're going to fire one of these off. So I've got gain 2 life and 2 resources or 2 rerolls. That's helpful. This one is gain 3 shields back. Return another card you played this turn to your hand. You may keep the return card in your hand for the next turn. So that is helpful. Plus it gives me 2 scrap. I'm probably going to do that one because this one is at the end of your turn, replace a screw in one of your dice with a screw of your choice, then destroy this card. So that's not really useful. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use it to bounce this card back to my hand. I gain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I gain 2 scraps. So we're going to grab these so we have them as a reminder, and that card is gone. Not the greatest turn, but we are going to do this one. Discard the top 3 cards. I gain 2 screws, so we'll be able to recruit both of these guys. That card is gone. We're going to do this one. Put the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck into their garbage dump. So yeah, take that. Mill your deck this turn. And then this says when this card is discarded or put into the garbage dump, gain 1 life. So I'll gain that at the end of the turn. Actually, I'm just going to do it now so that I remember. And it's got no scrap, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put it there. I still have not hit anybody at all. How many cards are left in here? They've got 4 cards left. I need to burn through this deck. The screw doesn't really help me on this one, so I may not use it. I guess I have to, really. All right, let's go ahead and we'll do this one. So we'll deal 1 melee damage. So that takes care of his armor. So everything after this is just hitting him. Right. I gain 1 of these back, and I gain another screw, but the screw doesn't matter because it gets destroyed because I already have everything I need. So we'll get rid of this one. And then I have these 3 cards left, which I think I'm going to go ahead and play them. I'm going to use this one to deal 2 more damage. So this thing takes 2. That one is gone. And then I will use this her. I'll use the red from here. I'll use the red from my wild. And that will kill him off, which is 1 less card to deal with. Oh, there's still... He's got 3 life as well. He's going to hit me for 3. I'm going to take a ton of damage this turn. It's 3, and then I'm going to take 2 more, and then... So I'm going to take 4 damage. 5 damage. I kind of feel like I want to fire this off again. You know what? I'm going to use a yellow and a green. I'm going to fire him off again, which is to look at the top 3 cards, find something, and let's see. I have a question on recycling. Recycle a card. Garbage dump, discard pile, or any card from your hand. Okay. So he's not so helpful. Destroy 3 and discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. I don't really want to do that. When you draw this card from your deck, reveal this card and discard 2 other cards from your hand. Deal 2. Recycle 4 cards and destroy 1 stored resource of an opponent. None of these are really that great. I was really hoping to get something else to deal some damage there, but apparently I'm not going to get it. So I can either destroy 3 of my shields and discard the top 3 cards of the opponent's deck, which isn't all that helpful. Or I can recycle 4 cards and destroy 1 stored resource, which again isn't really doing much for me. These are all terrible. I guess I'm going to do this one so I can just mill them some more. So it's destroy 3. So I lose 3 shields. And then I mill them for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then if I choose to play this card, I would deal 1 and gain 2 screws, which doesn't really help me. It would let me recycle 1 card if I use the punch on it. You know what? I'm going to do it just so I can recycle this card. So I'm going to deal 1 punch, which doesn't really help me. But it does recycle this card, because I'd like to be able to destroy their deck some more. So yeah, let's see. Spare parts. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 spare parts and 1 technology. I think I'm going to use 2 of them for sure to recruit another card out of here. Let's see. I have gain 3 armor, which is helpful. Deal 2 melee. Store all rolled resources from one of your dice, then re-roll it. That's always nice because it gives you extra stuff to do. But I'm getting very low on health, so I'm going to put this one out. I'm going to destroy those two. Gets a gear placed on it. Let's see. So that was 2. I still have 5 left. At the end of your turn, place a screw. Take 1 card from the starting. You know, I haven't really looked at these starting cards. These are free cards. Defending squad isn't bad. I might just use the 4. Might just use the 4 and do this. When this card is discarded or put into the garbage dump, gain 2. When this card is recycled, lose 2. But then it has the gain 3. So essentially I'm going to gain 5. So it's a net gain of 3. And then it recycles. That's if when it's recycled. So as long as I don't recycle it, I'm good. You know what? I'm gonna use 4. Take 1 card from the starting card supply and put it on top of your discard pile. Boom. We're gonna put it there. And then we are going to, let's see, that took 4. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, so I technically have 2. I think I'm just going to gain a screw. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my technology here to reduce this to 0, and I reduce that to 0 and just gain another screw. So I'll end up recruiting all of those cards this turn, so I can start getting stuff better. All right, so these are all going into my discard pile. Let's see, which one do I want on top? I think I want luck on top. Actually, I want that one. It doesn't matter because these are all going to go on top. So now I recruit all these cards, or I train them all. And now we get punched in the face a lot. So I'm going to lose 3 right away. 1, 2, 3. I may not make it out of here. I take 2 more. So 1, 2. I have no armor left, so I need to get those cards with the armor back into my deck. So I'm going to put this one on top. So maybe I can get it back into my deck. And then the last one doesn't do anything, so they just go there. And that is the end of the turn. They're going to refresh their cards. Okay, well, at least they're not going to gain too many cards for a while. End round, so we're going to move this forward. They can't recruit any, or they can't train anything. They're going to deploy. When deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck. Awesome. That's the card I wanted. They only get to do 1. They had 3 cards in their garbage dump this turn. So that means that they are going to, I'm going to destroy 2 of their resources. So we're going to destroy a black and a green. Actually, we're going to destroy 2 green because green seems to be something they get a ton of. The mage destroys 1 stored card because they have 2 left, and that's it. I get a technology token back. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this, though. We're going to extend this out another round because they're going to refresh this this protocol. They store 1 red resource. I don't have to worry about red for a while because it's 6 to recruit that guy. They're going to use that to refresh. Then they're going to use it, so they deploy 2 more. They store a green resource. And when trained, all deployed cards gain 1. Then the invasion destroys this card. Huh. Well, this card was supposed to do something on a previous round when it came out, and I failed to do it because I did not read the card. When it was trained, it was supposed to give everyone an extra armor, but I think it was on the turn where I didn't kill anything anyway, so it didn't really matter. Just destroy, so it's out of their deck. When deployed, the invasion recycles 1 card. They have no cards to recycle, so these are just going to shuffle. So that wasn't terrible. It did suck that my Delta team got flipped. I really wanted the Delta team again so I could start milling them even better. But, you know, stuff happens. What are you going to do? All right, so an easy turn. I've only got to deal out 4 damage total. Deal 2. We'll take that one. Deal 3. So in theory, this is enough to kill everything that's there. I'm going to take 1 more. Ooh, there we go. Just deal 3 right out. Okay, so I definitely want to get this one played. The other 2 don't necessarily need. All right, so we got a blue, a yellow, a black, and a green. All right, so if we do the blue and the yellow here, well, actually, we need a blue and a black there. We can do we'll use these 2 to fire this off to shoot him. However, we're going to first recycle 2 cards. We're going to recycle 2 cards. Then we're going to actually we're going to play him first. Because this is enough to take out everything that's there. However, I could discard 3 of their cards to mill them, or I could protect my own. I think I'm going to protect my own. So instead of that, I'm going to use this. 3 damage, 3 ranged. I'm going to take out the 2 here, the 1 here. So they won't attack me this turn. I'm going to use... Oh, I get to store a yellow resource because I'm not using the yellow here. That's a quick note. These double dice are, once you get these, whenever you use 2 dice to make a resource, you have to use the whole die. So it's not use 1 for 1. Like I couldn't change these 2 into 1. It's the entire die. So it's a good trade-off early on, but as you start adding more and more faces to these dice, it starts to become a really bad trade. But hopefully, if you have that many colors, you can get what you need. Just FYI. So this lets me deal 3 damage, which I'm just going to use the additional player action. So I'm going to recycle 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And then it lets me recycle 1 card. So I'm going to go ahead and recycle a card so that I can build my deck back up. Actually, put this guy back. Oh no, I kind of want him. Yeah, I'm going to leave him. This guy's just going to go to the garbage. I'm going to get 2 wild resources for him. But I have 3, so I kind of want to get some more recruits out there. But I'd also like to swap out one of those dice to get bonus. But my leader isn't really doing anything without the recruits, so I think I'm going to use 2 scrap to get a new recruit. I kind of need to build my armor back up because they're starting to punch me really hard. I'm going to go with this one. That one gains me 3 shields. Then I discard a card and I get the resources from it. And I think I'm going to use this to reduce the cost, and I'm going to get another recruit out there. So let's see. Gain 3 life and store 1 resource of your choice. That's very nice. Deal 2 damage and gain a life. Put the top card of your deck into your garbage dump. Deal 1 range damage, 2 melee damage, gain 2 shields and 1 life. That's doing a lot. I just don't know. Gain 3 and store a resource. That kind of feels better than, because they're going to start putting out more of these cards. They're going to start hitting me a lot harder. I'm going to go ahead and do that one, which is going to start gaining me life back as soon as I can get it out there. So that is all that's left of here. This guy's going to give me 2 wild resources. I'm just going to take 1 of each color again. So I'm going to put a blue and a black out. And that is the end of the turn. They don't have anything to recruit, so we're just going to go into the next phase. We're going to move that forward. They don't have anything to recruit, so there's nothing to do there. Let's see. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 blue, so they're going to get a blue resource. And then when deployed, they deploy 1 additional card. When deployed, attack with this card. Oh, crap. That guy sucks. So he just hits me for 2 right away. And then he is beefy. 3 defense and 3 life that I have to get through to hit him. They are going to cash in their final token. Then they're going to reset. When deployed, the invasion recycles 1 card. And then this guy's going to come out. And it says, when deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck. Which is the guy I wanted. Sucks. That's fine. I know that I'm pretty sure some of my other good cards are still there. So I protected them. All right, so my turn. Let's see. We've got, the discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and gain 2 screws. Very nice. This one is, if not played, focus. If not played, I can hold on to it, or I can just deal 2 direct damage, which is very nice. I can negate his armor. This one is deal 4 and discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. That is very nice. Right now, I can afford to pay for this one. And then this one is 2 black. So I'm halfway there on that one. Still can't pay for this yellow one. But I think I'm going to go 1 more. And this one is gain 3. And I like having the options. Right now, I can pay for 1 of the cards outright, and that's it. I'm halfway there on that one, so I need 2 more colors right now. Or I need 3 more colors out of that. Let's go 1 more just to see what we get. Oh, Delta Team. All right. Let's go. Let's see what we get. Okay. Not the greatest. Not the worst. So right now I can pay for this guy. I can pay for this guy. And I can use my blue and my red to pay for this guy. I'd really like to get this back. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my stored black to pay the other black here. And then I'd like to get some armor back. That discarding the 3 cards is really nice, though. But I'm going to discard top 2 off of this one. So this one would be nice to really mill his deck very quickly. Let's see. I'm going to deal 2 here. I'm going to deal 4 there. Is that enough to get me through all of the cards? So dealing 2 is going to take that out. 4, so I'll kill him. No, it's only going to get me. It's only going to kill me this top card. That's it. That's it. But I'll take 2 damage. So I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna use the 2 here to pay for this green. So that I can do that. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and figure this out. So I'm going to deal 2. So I'm dealing 2 directly to this guy. Right. Then I gain a screw. So we're gonna gain a screw here. I'm gonna use her power to gain 2 screws. So I'm gonna put a screw here and a screw here so that I can get that guy in there. We're going to go ahead and do this one, which is deal 4. So I've already hit him for 2, but he's got 3 shields. So I'm going to deal 3, 4 to finish him off. So that's 1 dead. Luckily, this card's not going to hit me, but the next card is, which isn't great. I'm going to use these 2 to pay for... Oh, I didn't discard. I got to discard the top 2 of his deck. I'm going to mill him this turn. Then I'm going to gain 3, so at least he won't be punching me directly, which is helpful. And then I'm going to do this guy, which is when this card is discarded or put into the garbage dump, gain 1, so I'm going to gain a life back. But I put the top 2 cards of my opponent's deck into their garbage. So that's good. I'm going to go ahead and just put it there now because I can get my life back. Actually, we'll do it at the end. These are all gone. I'm missing the little containers here. I've only got one scrap to work with this turn. So I'm going to use that 1 scrap to gain 1 screw. I've already got the life there. I kind of want to put this one back on top just in case I can get it back into my deck. I'll get this guy into here. Oops, I messed up. This card was supposed to go there. I will gain 2 yellow, or gain a yellow back. And that's my turn. So now we go through their turn. They have nothing up there to do. This guy does not hit me, but he does get a blue. This guy hits me for 2, but at least I got shields back, so it's not too bad. But they get another blue. All of a sudden, they're getting a lot of blue resources, which isn't good because they're going to get that on the next turn. It's end of round, so this thing is actually going to finally fire off. So they're going to get a new protocol. And I think it's just the top card of the protocol. Place the top card of the protocol's deck face up. Okay. Nope, that's not the protocol. Protocol. So they've got a new protocol. What they got is... tap. The invasion recycles 4 cards and stores 1 resource of the player's choice for each card that cannot be recycled by this effect. Ooh. That's terrible. They're going to recycle 4 cards next turn after I just spent the entire turn milling them. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. So this is done. And then we need to change that to +5. So it's on the 9. So +5 is going to put it on the 14 spot. Yep. And I think that is it for this round. Into the next round. So time elapses. Deploy. Okay, so they do their own in deployment. When deployed, the invasion deploys 2 additional cards, then discards them. So first we're going to do, they store 1 black resource. And then they recycle a card. And then these 2 get discarded. Now the next one comes out. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 blue resource. So they get a blue again. Awesome. Now they do their training. So they're going to fire off the blue. So they're going to get this one deployed. Okay, so that one is supposed to go there, not to their deck. They refresh a protocol. Awesome. Refresh protocols. All right. They just did. So now the invasion deploys 2 additional cards, then shuffles those cards back. So let's see what we got. The invasion deploys 1 additional card. When deployed, the invasion stores a green resource. And they still have 1 more card to deploy. When deployed, they store 1 more resource. Oh, I wish they could deploy another card. That would be great. And then these get shuffled back, right? Yeah. And then, so they have 3 cards out. And now they are going to recycle 4 cards and stores 1 resource of their player's choice for each card that cannot be recycled by this effect. We're just going to take 4 cards out of here. And we're going to put them on top of the deck. Terrible. I would have rather given them resources. All right. So that was their big turn, which actually hurt quite a bit. So we are going to move on. Let's start by drawing. See what we get. Deal 2 melee and gain 1 shield and 1 life. That's helpful. I still need 2 more damage to hit them. Deal 1 damage and gain a reroll. Helpful, but not helpful enough. Deal 1 range damage. Put the top card of your opponent's deck into the garbage dump and gain 2 screws. That is helpful, but I'm going to need to do this. They're going to get to recycle more cards. But I can't do anything this turn. I got to do it. So we're going to take 2 cards, put them in here. We're going to take 2 hits. It's actually lose. It's not a hit. I have no cards in my garbage dump. They get a technology token, so they're going to get to fire that off again next turn, which is just insane. That card just basically refills their deck. I was so close to milling them completely out, and then they just rebuilt their entire deck, and they're going to get to do it again. So I'm not going to get to refresh my cards. Terrible. I have just enough to get through the first guy. Let's draw one more. All right, we're going to stop there. I rolled absolutely nothing I need, which is awesome. I have a yellow. This was a terrible turn. There's not much I can do here. I have a yellow, so I can either do this one or I can do this one. Oh, no, I don't have a red. So let's see. Yellow and a blue, so I can do these two cards with this one die. Right? I can do those two. Which card that lets me deal 2? I think I need to gain back. I think I'm just going to end up storing. Maybe I'll just store blue for next turn. I'll use these two, yellow and blue, make green to gain 3 shields back. And then I will store a blue for next turn. And then a bunch of cards are just going to go into my garbage, which is terrible. Because I can't do anything else. I mean, I guess I could play this over here. That deals 2 damage, gains 1 back. Is that enough to get through one guy? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's at least enough to get through 1. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So these cards are not going to get played, unfortunately. I use this one and this one to play these two, so I will gain a reroll token. I'm going to deal 1 punch. Deal 1 punch again. I'll gain 2 screws. I only need 1 for that. That takes care of that one. I've dealt 2, so now this card here, which I'm going to use all of these dice to fire off, is going to deal the final 2 damage to this guy to kill it. I will gain 1 back here and 1 back here. And then that is pretty much it. That's all I can do this round. I have 3. Do I want to... What do I want to do here? Oh, actually storing resources first. So I'm going to yellow and a red. Yellow and a red. I'm going to get a black. And I'm going to get a green. Using spare parts, I have 3. Do I really want to get another recruit, or I think I'm gonna use 3 to take out one of these and try to get some doubles. So since this is a campaign mode, whenever you go into the next scenario, everything that you got during this game and everything that's in this deck is going to stay. And then there's going to be some different setup stuff. But everything that I get, so the deck I build and the dice I build, I'm going to take into the next round with me. So you're not resetting every turn and starting from scratch. So that's kind of cool with the campaign. But it doesn't really help me right now. So we're going to train this guy up. So he's going to come in here. Actually, which order do I want these in? I guess like this, even though it doesn't matter. Yeah, now I'm going to get wrecked on this turn. So, wow, really? I'm getting hit for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they store a blue resource. And then I'm getting hit for 2 more. 1, 2. I should have taken the extra life. And they're going to get a black resource. They're going to recruit a new card. That is the end of the round. And they're going to go up to round 11. Let's see. Invasion. When deployed, they deploy 1 more. Yep. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 black resource. Awesome. At least it's not helping something else. They recycle 1 card. They're never going to run out of their deck again at this rate. They are never going to run out of their deck. Okay, so they're going to do this. They're going to recycle both of these. Then they are going to deploy 2 additional cards. Deploys 2 additional cards, then discards them. So they're going to do this one. Stores 1 resource of the player's choice. They can have a red. That's a discard. When deployed, the invasion deploys 1 additional card. I'm losing track. So this one's got to get shuffled back in. That one's going to just deploy another card. When deployed, they store 1 green resource. Great. So that was the first one. So now they still have to deploy 1 more card. Oh wait, so this one's supposed to get shuffled back in, but they still have to deploy 1 more card. So they get 1 of these back. I get to kill 1 of their resources. That one can go away. I get a technology token. They undo that. And they're going to deploy 1 more card. And I have to discard the top card of my deck, which was a helpful one. And then these 2 get shuffled back in. Oh, they're going to get a ton of resources this turn. I should have done the other one first. Because this one is the invasion recycles 4 cards. They can't. They get a. So let's give them 2 reds and a yellow and a black because they're gonna destroy some there anyway. All right. Oh, they weren't supposed to do those first. First, they were supposed to train. So this one would have come down. So they would actually get 1 less. So let's give them 1 less red. Why not? They lose 4 of these. And then they would have got done. So this would have went here. I think I did that out of order, but it's not really going to make much of a difference in the long run. But yeah, I should have done the train first and then did this, but it would have worked out the same way. I always get the steps mixed up. I kind of wish this, I know it's up. It makes me think that I'm supposed to go here, then here, then here. So I kind of wish the deploy, this deck was there and this was down, like they were swapped. I think that would have made it. It would go better since you're going down the line. So you start with here, then you move down to the next line, then you move down to the next line. Jumping, like it not being in order. So jumping down here, then jumping back there, then jumping back here. I kind of wish they put stuff in a slightly different order. Or maybe even made the board the other direction and went top down, left or right. I don't know. I keep forgetting the order in which way to do things. It just doesn't flow the way I think it should flow, based on the way the order of the board is. So I kind of wish the board would go in the direction it would follow this. So you have beginning of turn, then you elapse the time, then you deploy the invasion. So I wish the invasion cards were up there next. Then you do the train invasion, and then you do the refresh protocols. But the way it is now, you go here, then you go here, then you go back here, then you go back here. So you're jumping around, and it doesn't flow naturally with the board in the order that you're supposed to do things. It just kind of stands out and goes backward. It doesn't really match up, but that's fine. It wouldn't have messed up too much. So that was their big turn. They've got 4 guys out. Luckily, even with all those cards, it's still only a 2/2. It's 2 defense and 2 life. So it's not terrible. And then the one underneath it is going to be the same thing. And then the one underneath that is 3 life, unfortunately. So maybe I can get through a couple of these cards. Let's see what I can draw. I have a lot of resources. Oh, this is nice. This just, assuming I can get to another red, this just mercs everything. This one's good. It's the garbage dump card, so I need 3 reds now. Oh, there's another. I need so much red. This is not good. All right, green, so I can get some life back. All right, I'm going to stop there because I don't really want to keep burning through my deck. I can refresh 2 cards this turn, so I can get some of these cards out of my trash. There's just so much red, and I don't think I'm going to get enough red. Let's do one more. Okay, defending squad. When this card is discarded or put into the gathering or the garbage dump, gain 2. So as long as I don't recycle this card, I won't lose anything. But I'm going to gain 3, which is helpful. So let's stop there. Let's stop with those. Let's roll. Actually, this one's going to be free to play, so I feel like I should draw one more just so I have more options. Okay, there we go. So I was a wild, so I can at least play something else, if anything. I will take it. Okay, so not the greatest, but I do have a reroll, so I could reroll something. Right now I have 3 red with the red that's over there, so I can play at least these 2. I'd like to get another red to be able to play this one. I can use this one here. I'm going to reroll the black, so I'm going to turn in the reroll token. And I'm going to reroll the black one and hopefully get. Does this one even have doubles on it? It does. If I can get the green red on this, that would be super. Oh, geez. Green red. Okay. So I think I can pretty much play everything that I have out right now. So now we just got to do it in the correct order. All right. So let's put everything back. Let's start with the 2 red to deal 3 damage. So I'm going to deal 1, 2. So this guy's dead. 3. So there's 1 here. Let's use the last red to go ahead and kill this guy off. So there's no armor here, so I can't. Oh, he's 3. I don't have enough. Let's go ahead and do this one. That just gains me 3 armor. And when it's discarded, I'm going to get 2 more armor. So I'll get 5 armor. And as long as I don't recycle it, I'm good. I am going to recycle right now. I'm going to recycle this card and this card. Okay. Oh, okay. I can still do this. Oh no. Oh. Let's see. We'll use the yellow blue here. We will deal 2 damage. So this guy takes 2. He needs 1 more hit on him. I gain a screw, which doesn't help me. I'm going to use the red off this die to play this one. So I'm going to use the red here. When this card is discarded, or put the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck into their garbage dump. Yep. Get out of here. And then I'm going to use the green. And I use the green, and I guess I use the other. No. I'm going to use the other green. So green and green to gain 3 life. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to store the resource of my choice. I'm going to store black. Right. So get rid of the green. And then I'm going to use the 2 black to deal 1 more damage to this guy. And discard the top card of my opponent's deck. Let's get 1 more card out of the way. Yep, that takes care of all of the dice. I used everything. I have no resources to store this turn. I do have a bunch of scrap to use. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 scrap. I'm going to use. I'm going to use 2 of those to get another card, to recruit a card. I think Beggar and these cards are supposed to be. No, they have a cost on them. Okay, never mind. All right, discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Put the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck into their garbage dump and recycle 2 cards. Oh, yes, please. I need that one. Toss. Put a screw on it. So that was 2. I still have 2 left. I am going to. Do I want to do another recruit, or do I want to? I'm going to use this to go ahead and fix another one of these dice. I need some extra red. All right. So that's all of those. These are all getting discarded. That was a pretty good turn. Going down, so they get to recruit a new card. You know, I think I missed that whenever they recruited that card this turn. So I was supposed to actually take. I think I would have taken 2 damage, I think. Yeah, because I didn't have any shields at the beginning of the turn. So there you go. This card does absolutely nothing, so it can go away. And we are on to the next round. They can't afford anything, so that's good. They're going to recruit. When deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck. Of course. When deployed, the invasion deploys 2 additional cards and then discards them. I hate this guy. I really hate him. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 yellow. When deployed, the invasion recycles 1 card. All right. So let's see what we get. Oh, they don't have any protocols. They don't have any tokens to refresh them. So we got discard the top 3 cards. That's okay. Deal 2 damage. Draw 3 cards. Let's do 1 more. Deal 4. Discard the top 2. Okay. I'm probably not going to get to do anything with that. But let's I'm hoping to get this guy to fire off so that I can find something to kill this guy. So he didn't deal me a ton of damage, but we'll see. See what we get. Oh, he's gonna get that card next turn. I'm gonna get punched 2 more. Okay, that's not bad. All right, so I have a yellow I can use here. I can use the green over here. I can use the blue here. So we're going yellow and green on this card, these 2 cards, and then the blue and the green here. And then we're going to use both of these to fire off to get the blue I need on this one. Yeah, or the red, whatever. Yeah, because we're using yellow, blue, yellow, green, yellow, blue, and then we use these 2 to fire this off. And this guy, unfortunately, is not gonna do anything. So let's start with this one. Discard the top 3 cards. Let's mill their deck just to get all these cards out of the way. Gain 2 screws. Next up, we are going to use the green and this, so we get to draw the top 3 cards of the recruitment deck and hopefully find something to murder those people. Put the top 4 cards of your opponent's deck into the garbage dump and gain 2 screws. Yes, please. I don't think I'm going to worry about that guy. Yeah. We're doing this. So decontamination. Put the top 4 cards of your opponent's deck into their garbage dump and gain 2. So they have exactly 4, or they have 3 cards. These are all going into the garbage dump. They need to redo their deck now, so that I can dump the other one. So they are going to, for each player, the invasion takes the top card and puts it on top of their discard. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get rid of 4 of their stored resources. So let's go 1, 2 on the black and 2 on the yellow, so they don't get any more cards. We are going to get one of these. This is going to refresh. Decontamination is gone, but I'm going to get two of those tokens. And then I still have to trash 1 more of their card. Trash. So I can do this one. Which, yeah, I'm going to do it. I could hold it for the next turn, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It's deal 2, and then I gain a screw. So I'm going to go ahead and put the screw on here. So I'll get this card. Gain 2, or deal 2. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the 2 over here since I can't actually knock this guy out. And I'm going to instead discard the top 2 cards of the invasion deck. So that takes care of that one. So all these dice are done. This guy, unfortunately, is not going to do anything. However, I am going to refresh. I'm going to recycle 2 cards. So I'm going to take this one and put it here. And I'm going to take this one and put it there. I don't need to use my boss card, my leader card there. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to take this guy and toss him in the garbage. He's going to get me 2 black resources. Okay. And then I have 3 to deal with here. I'm just going to use 2. I'm going to use these 2. And I'm going to recruit another card. And see what we get. Deal 2 damage. Deal 1 direct damage. He's in anything. I'm going to go with him. He's just a wild. I can use anything to fire him off, and he just deals 2 melee, so that's not bad. Let's see. I kind of like that one, putting on top. All right. So now we're going to eat damage here. So he's going to deal us 3. Takes us down to 2. Then we're going to take 2 more direct damage, down to 6. It's getting tight. It's getting tight. I don't know if we're going to make it. We have 4 more rounds. Well, no. Yeah, 4 more rounds to go. Nothing else to do at the end of this round. He can't recruit anything. He did his attack. So, yep, that's it. We're now on to the recruit or to the deploy phase. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 black resource. That's no good. He's going to get that. When deployed, attack with this card. So he's just going to punch me for 2. I think I'm going to die. I don't think I'm going to make it. I had a really good turn, and now it's all starting to crumble. He's going to train. Oh, when trained, the invasion destroys this card. Okay. That was called the calm before the storm. However, I'm still going to take 2 melee damage here from the black card firing off. No protocols happen. Nothing else happens. So now it's just up to me to try and survive. And I don't know if I'm going to survive. So we're going to grab that one. Deal 3. That would be enough to almost kill him. That would definitely kill him. But I don't know if I can. Those 2 together would kill him. And they're going to get 3 protocols next turn. Or at the end of the round. They're going to get 2. Do I give them the technology token now? I mean, I think I'm going to die here anyway. So I might as well shuffle my deck. Give them the technology token. I can't lose anything because I've already lost the thing, all my melee defense. So I need like a Hail Mary here, something that's going to keep me alive for another couple turns at least. What I got? Deal 1 damage. So if I can fire off these 2, that's enough to kill him. But No. Jeez. All right. We're going to stop there. You know what? One more. Why not? I need a Hail Mary play. Ugh. I drew a bunch of stuff I cannot play. All right, so I've got 2 black, 2 reds, and 2 greens. That doesn't give me a whole hell of a lot to do. I already had black covered. The 2 red I use on that guy. I can use one of the greens over here and one of the blacks over here. Then I can use the other green over here to pay for that card. And I still have a black left, which does not really help me all that much. You know, all right, let's hold off on these. For sure, we're going to play this guy to 3 damage to kill him. 1 damage on the next guy. So we still have the 2 greens left. Right? This guy has 1 damage on him. I need to take him out. I definitely need to take him out. He's got 1 hit on him. So if I play this card... I use one of the greens, and you know what? Maybe I use both of the greens over here. I'm kind of at a loss what to do here. I need to... the next turn is going to be brutal. I need to build up some life. So I feel like I kind of need to play this one and this one. So I'm thinking use a green. I can use the 2 greens over here, then I can use these 2 to play this one. That seems like a waste. Seems like I could... It's not really anything else I can do, though. Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet. And then all of these will just go to... I'll basically just fill up my resources for next turn. Because I definitely need to finish him off. I can recycle some cards, so that'll get me 2 melee and 1 life back, which is helpful. All right, we're just gonna do that. We're gonna use the green and the green. Yeah, so we're gonna fire this one off. So I'm gonna deal 2 more to finish him off. This will gain me 1 here. 1 here, and I can recycle a card. So we're going to recycle. We're going to put this one. So this is still in my hand. We're going to put it back, and then we're going to finish off this one. So I'm going to deal 1 more. Oh, actually, that would have got me to recycle. Oh no, yeah. We're going to do this one. So it's deal 1, gain 1. So I gain a screw. And then I gain 1 more melee back to survive another turn. Woohoo! And then recycle one more card. I'm going to recycle this card. These ones are going to go into the dump. So we're going to go ahead and store the resources. So we get 2 blues, and that's it, unfortunately. Because the yellows and the blacks are already full. So, what are you going to do? And then spare parts. I think I'm just going to use the 3 to upgrade one of my dice again. I think they've all got 2s on it, so let's go ahead and toss this, and we'll just get ourselves another green, maybe? I don't know. All right. Those cards are gone. We can train everything, so this one goes, and then this one goes. All right, end of round. They get another card here, which they cannot recruit, which is good. On to the next round. They're probably going to get another protocol here. Oh, you know what? No, I did not force that forward when I reinforced their deck. When deployed, the invasion recycles 1 card. All right, so this one's just going to go back on top. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 black resource. All right. Train. They cannot train anything. Refresh protocols. So they're going to get their protocols back. And then they are going to do the invasion recycles. Let's do this one first. The invasion deploys 2 additional cards. So they're going to deploy 1 additional card. At least these aren't like helping each other out very much. Deploy 1 additional card. They store 1 red resource. And then they deploy 1 more card. For each protocol in each play, the top card of their deck into the garbage dump. Those 2 into my garbage. That sucks. All right, so these 2 get shuffled back. Oh, and then the other one's going to fire off and they recycle 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they get basically their entire deck back except what's out on the table. Luckily, there's not a lot out there. That guy does do 2, so I definitely got to kill the top guy for sure. For sure. All right, let's go. Let's do this. That's helpful. That's helpful. That's helpful. So far, I can pay for everything I flipped without even rolling. That's also helpful. Okay, that's very helpful. I'm going to just flip a ton of cards this turn. So far, I can pay for everything here without having to roll. So I've got the 2 black here. I've got a yellow here. I can pay for this with the 2 blues. I'm going to get to store a resource. I don't have a green, but I'll probably roll a green. And then I have an extra yellow left over to pay for that. I do not have a blue and a red to pay for this one, but this card is going to make me discard a card to get more. So I'm going to draw again so that I can get more cards out. Okay, we definitely want him. Let's do 1 more. We're going to draw a ton of cards this turn. Okay. All right. That's a good place to stop. Let's go ahead and roll. So to be clear, this is my garbage. These are all of the cards that I drew this turn. All right. Not a terrible roll, not a great roll, but we're going to start with water box. Store 1 resource. Actually, we're not going to start with water box. This guy lets me get resources. So I'm going to play him first with... I'm going to use the green from here and the yellow from here. So I'm using the green and the yellow. I'm going to gain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then I discard a card from my hand and store resources equal to its activation cost. So I'm going to discard I'm going to discard this guy. He lets me store 2 wild resources, and I'm going to store a red and a red. All right. So now that I did that one, I still have a green left over here. No, I have a red left over here. So I'm going to use the red to put the top 2 cards into the dumpster. 1, 2. Very nice. That leaves me with... Okay, all 3 of these dice are used up. I am going to use this one. So I'll use a red here and a blue die. And that deals 2 direct damage. And I gain a screw. I don't really need the screw, so I'm going to deal 2 to kill this guy off. He is dead. I'm going to use the 2 black. He's going to deal 4, so he's going to deal 2 here to kill him. Then he's going to deal 2 more. So he's going to hit for 1, and then he's going to deal 1 damage to him. These 2 blacks are gone. Discard the top 2 cards of my opponent's deck. And then I'm going to do this to store 1 resource. I'm going to store another... I'm going to store... yellow in the wild. I'm going to do this guy with the remaining blue and a red. Draw the top 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And I guess I'm just going to do Azua here. Azua. Because this lets me deal 3 more damage. So that's enough to take him out. And it leaves me with 2 punches left. Which unfortunately means that I am going to use the last 2 punches on this card to recycle 2 cards. So I'm going to recycle these 2. And then I'm going to use the yellow to pay for this one, which is to discard the top 3 cards of my opponent's deck. I might squeak by. I gained 2 screws, but I have nowhere to put them, so I can't actually do anything with them. Oh, that card had no scrap on it. So now let's get rid of everything that doesn't have scrap. That one's got scrap. None of these cards had scrap. That's fine. They brought me back in the game. So I still have 2 scrap that I can use. And I have a reduction on 1. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start another recruitment. So I'm going to use the 2 scrap to recruit a card. Store one resource. Oof. I don't know if I'll get her before the end of the game, but that is very nice. Rotate one of my dice to a side of my choice. She's going to get a screw added to her. That is the end of that. These guys go here. Unfortunately, I'm going to take 1 damage from this guy, but that is the extent of it. We are now on to round 15. And when deployed, attack with this card. So he's going to punch me for 2. And when deployed, the invasion recycles 1 card. All right. And that's pretty much all they can do on this round. I mean, I'm happy with that. That's fine. So let's go ahead and draw. We only need to deal 3 damage. Ooh, we need 5 damage total to finish all. No, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 7 damage total to finish this off. Let's go with that guy. Well, that would actually get us. That would get us partway there. It's because it's direct damage, range damage. That card is helpful because it'll get us some much needed armor back. Because it looks like I'm going to take some damage this turn. Unless I can get these to fire. That might be enough to... If I could fire this off, that would be enough to get us through the round. That's a big if, though. They're going to get another technology at the end of this thing. So then I just have to survive the next turn. But they'll get to fire all this off. All right, let's do it one more. Okay, gain 3 life. And 1 resource of your choice. Okay, so I might be able to do this. That might be what I need. I might as well just take the last card. Putting 1 card there isn't really going to help me. Let's do it. All right. I might be able to fire everything off now. All right. So I've got black for the black card. I've got green and red here. I've got... I can't fire this one off. But I can snipe this guy, so that would save me some. That's probably good enough. I go with the green here and the extra die there. So I can fire everything except this one off. So I'm fine with that. Actually, I will be able to fire this one off. I don't know if it helps me. No, it doesn't help me because I can't get through. Yeah, it doesn't help me. All right. So let's go ahead and go through the motions. First off, we're going to gain 2 more screws onto this card. Then we're going to use the red here to deal 1 damage to this guy. 1 range damage. He's dead. We're going to use the green to gain 3 armor back. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go ahead and drop this one down to gain 3 armor. 1, 2, 3. Then we are going to use the green and I guess, it doesn't really matter which one of these. We'll use the blue, the green and the blue. That's going to gain me 3 life. 1, 2, 3. and I get to store one resource of my choice. Let's go ahead and get a red. This black one will fire off 2 damage, which isn't really helpful. But I can recycle 2 cards. So I'm going to recycle 2 cards out of here. That leaves me with a yellow over here and a red there, which I am going to use to fire this card off. So the yellow and the red deals 1 damage, and then I can put the top card of... oh, I dealt 2 damage. I get to recycle. I did the 2 cards. I got it. Deal 1 damage, put the top card of your opponent's deck into their garbage dump, and gain 2 screws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the top card into the garbage dump, and then I'm going to deal 1 to discard the top card. So they have nothing left. And then I gain 2 screws. So we're getting 2 screws onto this card. And that was it. That wasn't a bad turn. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to force their thing so I can get rid of some of their stuff. Plus it gets me a reroll token, and it's going into the last turn of the game. So I'm going to use these 2 to gain a reroll token. And then I'm going to force put the top card into their garbage dump. So I'm going to force that now. So they get to replace 1 card, and then they're going to lose 4 of these stored resources. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they're going to reinforce. I'm going to move this 1 more round, so it's not going to affect me. I'm going to get a technology token. Okay, it got hairy there for a minute, but I was able to pull it out. And then I take the top card and I put it into the garbage dump. Cool. These are all done. When this card gets discarded, I gain 2 more. This one's gone. There's no resources to store here. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to use 2 of these tokens to get 2 more on here. So this will recruit. That will recruit. I still have 5 left. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to... Oh, they did that. So these would all actually untap. I forgot I forced it. I'm going to replace 1 of these. So I'm going to get a 3-sided... I'm going to get another... What color do I want? Yellow? I don't know. Seems every color that I need, I need. Like it doesn't like I just need all the colors. And then I will use the last 2 to recruit a card, because maybe I can get something cheap that I can recruit in the next turn. This one's not bad. It's 4, and I can just hold on to this card, or I can use it to reroll. So that's actually a powerful card. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Toss those 2. I'll put a screw on it. That's it for this turn. Going down their turn now. They're going to punch me for 2. 1, 2. And that's pretty much it. They're going to gain a black resource. We're going into the final round. So they will get a protocol card at the end of this round. So we'll go into the next round unless I can mill their deck again and force it out. Otherwise, they're going to go into the next scenario of the campaign with 3 of these cards. So I'm trying to get rid of it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I pushed it as far as I could. And I don't think I can push it out another round. So I think regardless, they're going to get it. I think it's kind of a fixed thing. I don't think I can push it off the track. It'd be a nice question to ask. I will reach out to the designer to find out if you can push these things off of the track, or the furthest you can push them is the final round. But that's where we're at. They still can't. They don't have enough to recruit anything. But first, we got to deploy. When deployed for each protocol in play, each player puts the top card into their garbage dump. That's no bueno. So I just lost my 2 cards. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 resource of the player's choice. You can have a green. Why not? They don't have any technology, although they will get it at the end of this on my turn because I'm going to have to reinforce. And can't use their protocols, so that's pretty much it for them. I get to put 2 cards back over here, so I lose 2 and then 1, and I think I'm going to make it to I think I'm going to survive. My only goal now is to get those next cards into my deck before the end of the turn. So one of them actually has the 7 on it, so it will oh, you know what? It should have trained the last turn. So it should be in my deck now. So I just need to get 3 more on there. So I'm probably going to draw until I get stuff that gain me screws, because I can gain 2 screws over there. They're going to get a technology, but it's not going to matter. All right, let's see what we can do. It's pretty much draw everything on this turn to try and take out these last 2 guys so I don't. Okay, so there we go. Okay. That would be helpful. Let's see. That would be helpful, but doesn't really matter. That one would work as well. Deal 2. I think I'm just going to draw a ton of cards here because there's no real reason for me not to. Like the final round, it doesn't really seem to make any difference why I would not draw my entire hand. I mean, I'm going to draw until I get what I need. So right now, assuming I fire this off, I can immediately kill this. The thing underneath it has 3 life, but it doesn't really matter because I can survive. So it doesn't really matter at this point. The only thing I want to do is get enough screws out so that I can recruit that card. So I have 1 card with screws on it. I have that gains me a scrap, which I might have messed up on. I really just want to get more screws. I should be able to pay for this, and I have 2 over there, so I think I'm good. There we go. We'll just do 1 more. All right, so we're going to roll a bunch of doubles. So we can fire that one off for sure. We can fire this one off for sure. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want this one, because this one gains me a screw. But it doesn't really matter which other ones I fire. Honestly, I can use that here and use the 2 blues over here to fire this thing off. That's enough to kill pretty much all of that. And then I can use this to just deal a random 2. And the red, I think I just murdered everything. So let's just go ahead. So if we start here, We deal 1 damage direct. We fire this one off. We deal 2, so we punch that, and then we deal the last damage. It is dead. This one has 3 life, so I've used these 2 cards so far. These dice are gone. I'm going to use this one to deal 2 damage. So I've hit it for 1. I've used that one. And then I will use this one to deal 2 more damage, which is enough to finish it off. I gain a green and a blue, which I used. And then I'll deal 1 damage here, which doesn't really do anything for me, but it gains me here and it gains me a screw, which is what all I really care about. I fire this off to get the last 2 screws, right? So I used all of those. This doesn't really matter, but I'll play it to gain the 3. These ones I did not play. Store one resource of your choice or recruit a card and place 1 on it. Storing a resource doesn't really help me. Let's see if I can get a cheap recruit that does something good. Execute effects of 2 different stored resource actions. Gain 2 and recycle 2 cards. Oh, that's not bad. All right, we'll do that one. And then that refreshes my leader, but I still can't use their power. These 3 are just going to gain me resources, so it doesn't really matter. This is just going to gain me 2 more when it goes to the discard. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can gain 4 screws. So I can gain this card. So both of these cards are going to go into my deck. So those are going to go into my deck. These are going to go. They get nothing over there. They will get a new protocol card. Because at the end of this round, they're going to get a protocol card. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to do anything. So they'll go in with this next thing. I have survived. So at the end of the round, they are going to get all of these cards that are out. Assuming none of these are when trained cards. So they're going to get all of these cards into their deck. All of the dice that I built, I will keep. They are going to start with these cards in their next scenario. So if you look here, scenario 1, winning the scenario invasion trains all cards that remain on training zones. So then you go into part 2 and you get a new setup that happens. And so like, if you notice on this one, I could, whenever they reinforce their deck, I could force the event to go longer or I could force the event to be shorter. So in this one, this is one that you probably want to force one to go shorter, because the final battle is going to go 13. So it's essentially going to go to round 16. But the more you reinforce their deck, the further in you can bring that final battle. It does look like it doesn't matter. Like you can't push things past the final round. Although I don't know why. The hard mode brings the final battle in, other than it adds extra things that happen. So I'll have to play that one to figure out how the campaign works. But so far, that was RONE Invasion. Again, like I said, this is going to be on Kickstarter while you're watching this video. The Kickstarter went live September 22nd. September 27th. I might have said 22nd earlier as well. September 27th. The Kickstarter will be live. The page is up right now if you want to go search it out and follow it. And so you get a notification on launch. Or actually, it'll probably already be launched by the time this video comes out. But we're going to go ahead and have a link to the Kickstarter in the description. So make sure to check there. And as always, like, share, subscribe. Leave us some comments. Have you played RONE Invasion? RONE Invasion is a new game set in the RONE universe. So there is a previous game that is not directly tied to this. You don't need the other to play this one, or vice versa. But have you played the previous RONE? If you have, make sure to check out the Kickstarter. Give this one a look. It has some really cool stuff going on with the building of the dice. It's kind of cool how you recruit and train stuff. I kind of wish this board was a little cleaner in the flow so that it made a little bit more sense. Or maybe if they even put numbers so you know which thing to do next. Just because I kept doing things out of order because I was basically going down the board. And that's not necessarily the right way to do it. You have to go in a specific order. But other than that, yeah, this was a pretty cool game. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. And maybe it gave you an idea if you want to give this game a back. So that's it. Check out the Kickstarter. As always, check our description notes for all of the links to all of our social media accounts. Come chat with us on Discord and tell us what you think. As always, happy gaming. Bye.